just the last one to come forward under Luis Saez. Taking that outside stall. They're all in line. We are ready for the start. Heart of Honor a little restless, as too is goal-oriented. They're off in the Preakness. And Journalism is out very fast, but Clever again is the quickest and will take the lead with long shot Gosker going up on the outside. So it's going to be these two to set the pace as they make that final trip past this historic grandstand. And then it's goal-oriented running in third and Hart held on the inside. And then American Promise in fourth. Journalism broke very well, but he's down on the inside moving into the turn as River Thames goes up 3 wide. Then Pay Billy Heart of Honor and late running Sandman is racing 9 lengths from the front as they round that turn. 23.19 the opening quarter mile. And that's set by Clever again. And Jose Ortiz, they're out there by a length and a half over Gosker in second. Goal-oriented is tucked in third. Then to the outside comes River Thames. American Promise, the Dwayne Lucas runner under Nick Juarez is fifth right now. 4 lengths from the front, and Humberto Rispoli has Journalism just to his inside. Now being nudged along to keep up his Journalism. He nudged along here up the backstretch with 5 lengths to make up. Then Pay Billy, Sandman at the back with Heart of Honor. The half mile was 46.66 seconds. They make their way into the far turn. Clever again and Gosker, and these two are right together on the lead with River Thames running in third. Goal-oriented is fourth. American Promise fifth on the outside. Journalism is still sixth. He's got a lot of ground to cover. He is still 5 lengths behind as they make their way toward the top of the stretch. Gosker, trying to pull off a huge upset here, has taken the lead on the outside. Clever again cuts the corner. Journalism is getting closer now. He's behind a wall of horses. He's looking for a place to go, and he's got nowhere to go. Oh, he bumped hard with goal-oriented. In the meanwhile, Gosker's running the race of his life, and Sandman has entered the scene, and he has moved up on the far outside. Journalism is still running on. He's back into second. He might even win it. There's the wire. Oh my goodness. Journalism has won the Preakness Stakes in a performance like you read about.
In a performance like you read about. People.
Let me get you a cold one.
I am Jay.
Try one of these. That is the best buffalo wing in the county.
And this is For No Reason Fantasy Football. I just showed you what took place yesterday at a historic track, one of the oldest tracks in America. And that track is going to close down. Yesterday was the last day for that track for live racing and it's ironic, the 2-horse won the race, and that track's going to be closed down for 2 years in a rebuild. Unfortunately, I have not gotten a chance to see that track. Unfortunately, I wanted to be in Baltimore, not for this race, but to experience one of the oldest tracks in America. Maryland has 2 tracks, more than 2 tracks, but 2 tracks that most thoroughbred bettors wager on, and that's Pimlico and Laurel. Now, I have been to Laurel Racetrack, which is, if anybody's been to a southern type of building, especially a racetrack, Laurel is a typical one. But let's talk about Pimlico. 2 years. That track will be closed down for a rebuild. And that, in my opinion, was the most exciting race I have ever seen.
Ever?
Wait a minute. Don't. This is me.
Oh, don't even start. You still got the commercial up.
This is one of the most exciting races I've seen. Okay. That horse in a Kentucky Derby overcame adversity running on an off track for the first time, and he gets second. If he had a better trip, I do believe he would have won that race. But this goes to show you how good that horse is. You saw it in the replay that I showed you. 2 horses, one on the rail and one on the outside, tried to squeeze that horse out of breaking through. And he overcame that. Him and the jockey overcame that. And I got to get hats off to the jockey. Hats off to the jockey.
Oh, I thought you was going to say to me.
Hats off to the jockey for having the balls. And I say it, for having the balls to go through that. And I want to. I want to win this race. And he overcame an inquiry. Of course, quite naturally, these horses bumped. But it was obvious. When I saw the race live, I said, they're trying to squeeze him out. And he said, I'm not having it. This is my race to win. And the willpower of that race, of that horse, I should say, to overcome in deep stretch, he made up 5 horse lengths. 5. If you look at the replay of the race, he made up 5 horse lengths and won by a half a length of a horse. That's it. That's extremely impressive. Extremely impressive. And the horse going off at, I think he went off at even money or 6 to 5. Even money, which is $4. Which is really nothing, because if you go $4 and then whatever the place and show is really nothing. It's $2 or $3. That's it. So, and it's I had told someone that I bowl with that he's a horse player. He asked me who I like. He always asks me who I like because he knows I know horse racing, and he that's one of my, I would say, if let me put it this way. I know running backs, I know horse racing. Just like this. They're equal. I know running backs, I know horse racing. And I told him last Monday, almost a week ago, I like journalism. I like journalism. I didn't need to look at the odds. I just needed to look at what I saw in a horse. I like journalism. This horse, in my opinion, is going to be the favorite to win the Belmont in 2 weeks, which is 1.5 miles. You saw what he overcame. Imagine how he would have won, how much of a distance he would have won if he had a clean trip. If he had a clean trip without the jostling with a couple of horses to get through and picking up that horse. And I wanted to explain to people that Pimlico was a speed track. Not many horses come off the pace, which is what happened with journalism, come off the pace to win the race. A lot of horses in that situation, if they're up or near the lead, win the race. In normal circumstances, with journalism out of there, quite naturally, the number 9 horse, which would have been a long shot, would have won the race. But with a superior horse in journalism, he picked up what was left for him in the race and overcame it. Mr. FSP, talk to me.
Oh, I can talk now? Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I submit to you a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I talked about journalism. I think we talked about it on air, but I talked to Mr. Taylor about it. We worked something out, and I was able to place a wager on journalism and 2 other horses at the Kentucky Derby. I'm sorry, Kentucky Derby. The name journalism itself, I got to roll with it. I'm a journalist, and I started seeking information out about this horse, and some other horses. And I went to Mr. Taylor, and he was saying, "Well, this, that, and that." I was like, "Okay, all right. Well, I like this horse." Win the bet, and I can't wait to hear what he's gonna say about the Preakness. Or was this Pimlico? I can't remember which one it was.
Pimlico is racetrack. Preakness is the race.
Okay, so the Preakness. All week I'm like, all right, let me put this to the side so I can give it to Jerry and make some nice, loving change off of it. And then life happens, and I don't get to hear the information from Jerry. Neither do you guys on my show, Fantasy Sports and Politics, every Saturday when I'm available at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, maybe 1:30 Eastern Standard Time, 10 o'clock, 10:30 Pacific Mountain Time. And I called Jerry and I texted Jerry maybe 5 minutes before the race because I just got home. And I'm like, all right, hey, can we do this, that? And he's like, I can't do it. I'm like, okay. There's nothing I can do. I can't force the man to, accept my money and then, put it in a situation to make more, lo and behold, race is over. Journalism wins. I'm in a strong agreement with Mr. Taylor when it comes to if the conditions were a little better at the Kentucky Derby, we'd be looking at our next Triple Crown winner. Little known fact. I don't know, maybe a lot of people knew. I don't think Mr. Taylor knew because he didn't mention it. All of the horses that ran in the Kentucky Derby are descendants of the last Triple Crown winner. Just putting that out there. So I think it's all male horses, right? They don't race the females.
No.
So all of those.
Very rarely does a female in this race. Very rarely. She got to be exceptional.
Yeah. So all of the horses in the Kentucky Derby were from the last Triple Crown winner. They're direct descendants, children. So brothers were running against brothers. In this one, I believe maybe 3 or 4 of them. And journalism has that pedigree. He has that pedigree. They're not going to stud him yet. He's probably going to go one more time around for next year for the Triple Crown before they start studying him.
Triple Crown is only for 3-year-olds. He can't be in it next year.
Oh,
Triple Crown is only for 3-year-olds.
Oh, I thought it just meant
no.
If you win the 3 races.
No, the Triple Crown is only for 3-year-old male horses. So,
well, he might not get the title Triple Crown, but if they race him again next year, he's going to win all 3 of the major races. That's how much confidence I have in him.
Well, let me put it this way. There are 4-year-old races, and right now, 4-year-olds and up, and I can't think of what they are. But if he comes out sound in the Belmont, the next set of races that are for big money is in November, and that's the Breeders' Cup.
Breeders' Cup, okay.
Okay, so if he's sound, and if I think that he's going to come out sound in the and his connections come out sound in the he comes out sound in the race in June, they'll give him a time off and then point him to the Triple Crown. I mean, point him to the Breeders' Cup because
he's going to the Breeders' Cup.
Well, he's got to come out sound first. He's
When
got
you say come out sound, what does that mean? He has to come out and perform the same way?
no. He look. Horses.
Well, I'm asking the question. Don't, why are you saying look? I'm
Look,
asking a question. I don't know.
I'm trying to clarify for you. Horses are 1,400-pound animals or more, whatever.
Okay.
And what do they run on? That's what they run on. Okay.
Run on what, a pinky?
No, their legs. Look at their legs.
No, I got that. But okay, I'm asking you,
So what I'm saying
what does
is,
the term sound mean?
let me explain. Okay. Horses have bows and tendons quite naturally in their legs, and they can be damaged. I wouldn't say very easily, but they can be damaged, or up to a certain point. Whether the horse is going to be, when I say sound, he may, if he had the bow tendon, that pretty much ends his career. Okay, if he has
I don't know what that means, but okay.
a bow tendon, it's something that is let me put it this way. Christian
Can
McCaffrey
it pokes out or what?
Christian McCaffrey had tendonitis in both his legs. Okay, at the tendonitis in both his legs. Okay, a bow tendon is a bad thing for a horse. He's got a big tendon. Okay, a bow tendon is like a tear or a tendonitis in a horse. Okay, and since horses only have something like a pencil for legs, their legs take a huge beating. Pounding, constantly pounding on the surface where they're running. And that's why you don't see horses running day after day after day. They need a rest. They need to be able to recuperate from whatever pounding they took, whether it was a tough race, whether they went the limit to win the race, or it was an easy race and they galloped out without any problems. But they take a pounding, and the horse needs rest, needs rehab, needs to be attended to carefully, especially a stakes winning horse. So if he comes out sound meaning he has no physical issues.
Okay. Thank you. That's exactly what I was asking.
Okay.
No physical issues.
No physical issues. No, and I'll stress this: no serious physical issues that's going to endanger him in the future. They will run him in the Breeders' Cup after, and if you listen to the owner, you listen to the trainer. They said if he comes out right, we're going to New York. That's his I paraphrase, but that's what he said. If
What's in New York?
Belmont. The Belmont's running. Belmont's going to be running an aqueduct because the Belmont racetrack is being rebuilt also.
Okay, because I thought one was in Jersey.
No, it's in New York. It's in New York.
Okay.
It's in Kentucky. It's a Kentucky Derby. Preakness is in Pimlico, which is in Maryland, and the Belmont is the Belmont Stakes, which is in Belmont, New York. So, Elmont, I should say, Elmont, New York, but it's the Belmont. So, Kentucky, Maryland, up the East Coast to New York. Okay, that's the Triple Crown. So, if he comes down sound, healthy, then he's going to go to New York. That's exactly what the paraphrase was. I'm just shortening it, but he said that they're going to New York. He has to. The owner said he has to check with the trainer and make sure he comes out right. He comes out right. They're going to go for it. Because, hey, wouldn't you? I would. They won 60% of a $2 million purse. 60% of the $2 million purse. The jockey and the trainer get 10%. The owner gets 60% purse. of $2 million. Okay, and they pay all the way down to the fifth place. Quite naturally, fifth place is not going to get as much as first place, but they pay all the way down to fifth place.
So what is that called?
What do you mean? What's it called?
So win place shows first, second, third. So what is fourth and fifth?
That's just for wager. This is not for.
When you say payout, you mean they pay out the organization that owns the horse.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. And the jockey, whoever got in fifth place, third place, fourth place, he gets 10% of the purse. Whatever fifth place, 10%, whatever it is. Okay. So this is what I wanted to do. Do you have anything more that you want to talk about with the Preakness? I'll give it to you that.
No, I'm very I'm telling you, lay your money on journalism. He's going to win the next race, and then when he goes to the Breeders' Cup, he's going to win the Breeders' Cup. And I know that's not part of the Triple Crown, but 3 wins out of 4, kid's going to be. He's going to have a lot of kids. Let me put it that way. He's going to have a lot of kids. And the funny thing about it is, Jerry, where me and Azure were yesterday, we saw a whole bunch of wild horses. And this is the first time I've ever seen wild horses, and I was like, damn, it's a lot of horses just over there grazing, and this isn't a place to graze. And where we were, Azure looked it up and said the area was known for its wild horses.
Okay.
They look beautiful, very
Okay.
beautiful. So,
You ever go horseback riding?
yeah, I've been horseback riding.
Let me just say this. The last time I was horseback riding, I was in your state and went horseback riding. And one of the best experiences that I had in,
Okay.
in horseback riding. So,
All right. I mean, how'd you get it? Was it a pony or was it a like horse?
it was a horse. It
Okay.
wasn't a pony. But quite naturally, these horses know the trail. So it was like, it's horseback riding, but if I put blinders on his horse, he probably could find his way around from start to finish.
Well, they smell. They go by smell.
Oh,
And I was on a horse. I'll tell you this before you move forward. My experience riding a horse, I was with my mentor, and we went. So this was when I was like 17, 18. So like what, 30 something years ago, right? And we were on the horse, and my mentor said he wanted to get fast horses. So okay, cool. I don't know, whatever, I'm cool. I'm down with it. And he takes off. Right, we're riding, right? He takes off. Says, "Hold on, Vic." So I got the reins. Then I grabbed the little buckle, on the saddle, right? My horse didn't immediately take off. My horse looked up, saw the other horse going, bro. I felt him start to go fast. I ducked down, and I was like, I looked like a damn jockey, like, and he was gone, jumping over logs and
no.
all this other stuff. And I was like, whoa. And that's why I learned you ride the horse, was it the sweat or something like that? You ride them dry, put them up wet or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know exactly or remember exactly how that term goes when you like really riding horses. And dude, I see why cowboys are bow-legged. That it was wild. But first time, last time I rode a horse. I mean, I've been on top of a horse, or whatever. I might take the wife horseback riding while we're here. But it was a good experience. It was a real good experience. I will admit that it was a thrilling experience. It was a thrilling experience, very honestly. So I can see why you've got in your veins like a junkie. I can see why.
I'm not like a junkie.
I said in the veins like a junkie. I didn't call you a junkie.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to transition to fantasy football, people. As you know, this last week, the schedule came out. And unfortunately, my Cleveland Browns have the next worst schedule besides the New York Giants.
Get ready to see Shador. Get ready to see Shador.
Well, let me put it this way. And I know this is going to be a reach. I know Mr. FSP is going to probably lambaste me, but that's okay. I've been lambasted.
Oh my God. Homer.
I'm gonna, and I admit, I'm gonna be a homer, but let me put it this way: I liked a quarterback last year a lot, and I professed it on this show, and I professed it on the FSP show on 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on a Saturday afternoon. A lot before the draft, a lot before the regular season started, a lot when preseason started, and that was Jaden Daniels.
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay. And I'm telling you, and I'm saying this, and I know Mr. FSP is going to say you're full of it, but that's okay. And I'm a homer, but that's okay. And because I didn't call Mr. FSP a homer when he professed his quarterback, but that's okay.
My quarterback was the number two. Never mind.
Never mind. Okay.
Never mind.
This is legitimate. Kurt Warner this past week said this quarterback is if not the best, the next best quarterback in this draft, and shouldn't have been picked in the 5th round. And I'm talking about Shedeur Sanders. If Shedeur Sanders gets an opportunity to start for the Cleveland Browns, he's another Jaden Daniels. Without the mobility, he's another good passer like Jaden Daniels. Okay. Some people may say, "Come on, man, you're a homer." Okay, if that's what you want to say, I'm telling you, people, he's just like Jaden Daniels without the running ability.
So
he's an extremely accurate quarterback. Extremely accurate quarterback from the pocket. Okay. And in his rookie minicamp, he showed up. Supposedly he showed up and showed out. And one of the reporters, it went viral. I can't remember his first name. I remember his last name, Jackson. It went viral saying it wasn't even close. Shedeur showed up and showed out.
But you know what the criticism of that is, right? You know what the criticism of it was?
I'll let you come in. Go ahead.
No, first of all, I got to tell you you're wrong that I was going to lambaste you.
Okay. I said some people. I didn't say you. I said some people.
Before you started this, you said, Mr. FSP is going to lambaste me. That's what you said. Don't worry about it. I'll take this clip and I'll make sure you see it.
Okay.
So, all right. Anyway.
Go ahead.
Anyway, let me finish. I agree with you in the sense that Shedeur is going to play like Jaden did, minus all the running. If given the opportunity to do so, here's what I'm going to say about that. I don't think Flacco is going to finish the first 5 games. Looking at that schedule, they're not going to finish the first 5 games unless they are a run-heavy team. If they're asking Flacco to throw the ball a lot, he's going to get hit, hurt, and throw several interceptions. That's first thing. Second thing, Shedeur's going to have to beat out Kenny Pickett to get that number 2 spot. The reason why I say that, is because there's a financial obligation to Kenny Pickett from Cleveland. And they've already wasted so much money on Watson that they can't afford to just give Kenny Pickett whatever his salary is in his fourth year of his contract, of his rookie contract. It's like 20 million or whatever. I don't know. I know they declined the fifth year, 22 million. I believe he's going to beat Dylan Gabriel already. I can tell based upon, and this isn't Shador's team, and I wanted to talk about this yesterday. This isn't Shador's camera team capturing all this imagery. This is the NFL and the Cleveland Browns showcasing Shador. So anyone, to include my buddy Dan, who was going to come on here yesterday and talk about all this, that's the NFL. That's not Bucky, aka Deion Sanders Jr. And if it was, Cleveland has to give him permission to enter the building. He's under no contract by the NFL or Cleveland to do anything. So all that bull, hang that up. That up. Now,
that's what I was trying to say before. That's exactly what I was trying to say before.
I know. Now, here's where I totally agree with you. Whereas once he gets his opportunity, the rookies at the camp, when you see them take their group picture, your two favorites, the running backs, they throw up, the legendary sign. Then you see the tight end and the other defensive rookies in the back of the picture too. They're not throwing it up, they're smiling. Dylan Gabriel's on the other end of Shador on the opposite side. And they zoom in and show that he's like not too excited, right?
Yep.
Which is cool. But then you have several of the rookies, when prompted, ask about, what do they think about Shador? And I believe the Ohio State running back was like, oh yeah, that's my guy. He's cool, da-da-da-da-da. Then the defensive guy, the first overall pick from Cleveland says, yeah, he says, oh, he's a cool dude. We talked, and all he did was talk about ball, and, he seems like a good guy to me. So you have Derek Carr under Deion Sanders' post mentioning how good Shador is, and he'll be, not saying how good he is, but the quote from God, or not the quote from God, quote from the Bible, and things of that nature, about persevering and things of that nature. And Derek Carr puts a bullseye with the arrow on it to that post. Only public comment he's made in regard to Shador Sanders, but he can play it off as if it wasn't for Shador Sanders, but the quote that Deion put up, right? Signifying that the Saints should have selected Shador. Now, I get to this part because you mentioned a reporter, and I'll turn it back over to you. A New Orleans Saints reporter has come out and stated he wrote negative stories about Shador Sanders and made up parts of that New York Giant interview.
Yep.
And he did it to slander the Sanders name.
Yep.
So, but we don't know if Shador didn't have a good, meeting or not, because nobody from any organization has said that. But people that are hating on Shador and Deion ran with it and continue to do so.
Jumped on the bandwagon.
Exactly. And when they did that, they tried to literally beat down the player. But this guy, I hate to say it, but he's getting the Baker Mayfield treatment in Cleveland. Commercials left and right. And he's the 5th round pick. So supposedly the last quarterback on the roster that might not make it. But when that reporter that you mentioned, Jerry, said that he was by far the best quarterback there, that's of the rookies.
Yep.
So, Dylan Gabriel, him, and I think it's like one or two arm QBs that got invited or said,
Yeah.
come on and let's see what you got.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, if he can beat out Kenny Pickett and be the number 2 quarterback, I think he beats out Dylan Gabriel, period. Right?
You know what? And I tried to explain it as best I could last week. But certain people didn't want to hear it.
Who you talking about, me?
Didn't want to grasp it, and was easy to jump on the negative bandwagon versus and not seeing the whole picture. Not seeing the whole picture. And if I see a flaw, I'm going to not exploit it. I'm going to call it out. Just like I called out Caleb Williams not being the quarterback that a lot of people were on the bandwagon praising. And it comes out this past week, he tried to avoid going to the team he got drafted to. Yeah. Come on, man. Really? That's the type. That's the type of personality I can see on this dude. If he tried to avoid getting to the team of being the first round pick to the team that wanted to pick him, really?
So, can I say something about that real quick? And
real quick.
With that being the case, if the father said this to an agent, right, and Caleb said it to whomever that he wanted to go play with the Vikings, agents, if I was Caleb's dad, I'd admit to saying what I said, and I would say exactly which agents I said that to, because they're the ones that leaked that to the Bears or whoever. That, to me, as a player, I'm like, I don't want to work with that agent, because as soon as something goes wrong, they're gonna leak something I said or something that was supposed to be confidential.
But you haven't heard anything like that. You haven't heard anything come out like that. He severed ties with whatever agent. Okay.
Yeah.
So there may be some truth to it. Okay.
Well, I'm not saying, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. If I'm the father, because the father is the one that's getting quoted first.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Because Caleb said after talking to Kevin O'Connell, he wanted to go to Minnesota. I mean, that's a legit thing. That's nothing controversial. But when the father says QBs go to Chicago to die, I don't want my son going to the Bears.
Hey,
that's inflammatory. That's bad.
Yeah, that's
right. And if you say that to an agent and that agent then leaks it out,
that's really bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wanted to get back to what I originally was talking about, and we spent about 20 minutes on that, but it's going to be an ongoing topic, people. You and me being a Cleveland Browns fan, and me saying I wanted this player on the roster, I professed it. I was emotional about this. I wanted two guys. And I'll repeat it, and Mr. FSP knows I said this before the draft. My wish was two guys on the Cleveland Browns. The running back, Quinton Judkins, and Shedeur Sanders. And lo and behold, the way I just said it is not the way I thought it would be happening, that Judkins would be selected before Shedeur Sanders, but the result is the same. I wanted those two players on my roster, which is the Cleveland Browns. Okay, this is what I wanted to get to. People, as you know, this is a fantasy football As you can see it here, fantasy football, and for no reason, fantasy football. And I wanted to bring up this and highlight this. I wanted to highlight this, okay? Let me just go down here and do this. Bring this down a little bit. Can I get everybody in here? Yes, I got everyone in here. Okay. All right, people. I wanted to get this out here. This is the fantasy football schedule. Strength of schedule. Okay? As you can see, the New Orleans Saints are on the top with the most green sitting there. Who's next? The Washington Commanders. And on down the line, my Cleveland Browns are sitting somewhere in the middle, if I'm not mistaken. But this is not the NFL strength of schedule. This is the fantasy football strength of schedule. Okay? And what you're looking for is more green. Red is bad, which is quite natural. You can see Detroit, Arizona, the Rams, the Jets, and the Green Bay Packers. Quarterback have the worst schedule. Okay? The top green for quarterback, New Orleans, the Washington Commanders, Atlanta Falcons, Michael Penix. Michael Penix. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Michael Penix. Pittsburgh Steelers, wherever quarterback's on the land on Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Carolina Panthers. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. And I lost Mr. FSP, but that's okay. I got to wait for him. I guess I lost him. I don't know what happened. I just lost him. He dropped out. But I'm showing you what I'm showing you here. So this pertains to fantasy football. You're looking for green in the quarterback position. You're looking for green, which Atlanta has the easiest schedule. Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor. And depending on who starts for the New England Patriots or the Arizona Cardinals, are 5 and 3 respectively. They're the top 5. In the wide receivers, you got the New Orleans Saints, you got the Atlanta Falcons, you got the Carolina Panthers, and you got the number 1 for wide receiver in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tight end position, you got the New Orleans Saints, again. The Atlanta Falcons, even though they're not in the green, they have the 6th easiest schedule. Pittsburgh Steelers, Denver, and Los Angeles Chargers. So you take that and you run with it. And in my opinion, you take that and apply it to your fantasy football drafts and try to attain the most advantageous players according to that schedule. Don't go and use this religiously, but this is just the tool that you use in your fantasy football drafts. Mr. FSP, are you back with me again? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I was trying to figure out why you couldn't hear me. So I just backed out and then, reset.
Okay.
I was going to mention that this is a very good tool because I can't see a damn thing because you got it so small. But this is a good tool to draft off of if you're looking for, as you said, the best quarterback opportunities. One, unless it was Shador in New Orleans, I'm staying clear away from New Orleans quarterback. I don't care what this chart says because they don't even know who their starting quarterback is.
Pittsburgh doesn't know either. Pittsburgh doesn't know either. Pittsburgh's
That is true.
there too.
That's true. However, we have an idea that it's either going to be Mason Rudolph or Aaron Rodgers,
That's the
right?
big difference.
Or the rookie Edwards from Ohio State. By the way, I got a Ohio State Justin Fields authentic helmet on its way, if you're interested. But anyway,
Justin Fields.
well, I'm just saying. What was I getting to? This is a good tool for someone that may want to consider keeping a quarterback. And Michael Penix happens to be a quarterback that's coming to me. As soon as somebody selects their keeper and pays their fee, we can go ahead and make that swap,
Well,
make that change.
That-
like Michael Jackson said, I'm gonna make the change for once in my life.
oh God.
It's gonna feel real good with Michael Penix throwing the ball tonight. But
What, bro? You have to pay yours too. You just
excuse me, I've already paid mine. I'm the one that set the league up. I paid mine, buddy. But I'm waiting for people to decide whether they're going to stay or leave and make their payment. I got to mark Q because Q is good. Q's good. Me and Q are the only two right now. I got to put that up there because the champion, he's waiting on somebody else to pay for him. That somebody else ain't said nothing or did nothing. I ain't heard from him, but I don't know if you've heard from him.
That's okay. I mean, this is only May, and this is more. We got more than you got 9 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. 9 weeks.
June or July 30th. July 30th. That is correct.
And this is 9 weeks, 10 weeks. We 10 weeks out. Got no problem.
That's $10 a day. I mean, $10 a week. If people can't do $10 a week, I'm definitely in need of finding new people.
Okay, no problem. Hey, whatever it is, I mean, anything to stop me from winning a consecutive championship, no problem. No problem.
How did this turn into me trying to stop you? How did this turn into me trying to stop you? I'm not trying to stop you.
Mr. FSP, he can smile. He's a devil in disguise. Smile in your face.
That's how you're gonna treat me.
And hope I don't get my buy-in in, so we can say, oh well, I'm sorry, but I stated it 2 months ago, and it hasn't taken place. And bye.
Hey, look. First of all,
it is what it is.
First of all,
he is so.
I would do that. I would do that to Jerry. However,
he's so.
Okay. However, I've given Jerry and the league ample time and notification.
And that's his out. That's his out, people.
I started since the end of the season.
That's his out, people. Trust me.
It's not an out. It's not an out because I'm gonna whoop you regardless.
Trust me, that jealousy streak is strong. That jealousy streak is strong. That jealousy streak is strong.
Never that. Because if you are removed, you're gonna have to send back the trophy. You can keep the ring, but you're gonna have to send back the trophy if you're removed. Now, that would not be my doing. I've laid out the parameters.
Legendary.
Yes, legendary. Legendary. Absolutely right. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, or Brent does what he's supposed to do, I'm gonna be legendary.
People, all I got to say is before we get out of here, because I'm in short order to leave.
Because the wife about to whip him.
I want to get you to the playoffs. I'll regurgitate and reiterate this again. As long, I don't care what you have to do within parameters of your league to get into the playoffs, because you never, ever, and you've heard me say this over a few decades, you never, ever know what can happen until you get into the playoffs. You can have the worst record, the absolute worst record in your league, and make the playoffs.
This dude.
And win it all.
This mofo.
I've had it happen to me where I was the number one seed going against the worst record in the league that barely got into the playoffs and get ousted in the first round. I've had it. Real life experience is the best experience. Real life experience is the best experience. And I've also had it where I've had the worst record and been told I shouldn't have made the playoffs, and have made the playoffs and won the championship.
This motherfucker.
Real life experience. I don't tell you anything that I have not experienced, people. If I don't live it, I won't profess on it. But I have lived it in both arenas. Being a loser in the first round and being a winner as the last person with the worst record.
This is a true statement because it happened last year, ladies and gentlemen. He was the barely 500 last year. Shouldn't have went to the playoffs. He got hot and he won the championship. Now, had I done my job, right? Because I swept him in the regular season. I beat him twice. But when it came down to the playoff, he beat me. And, it's okay. I'll let him tout his victory. I'll let him, tout his championship because he won. But this year, the rules have changed. If you don't make it in the top 6 by record, not a division, it's one straight division. I might go back to divisions next year. But this year, if you're not in that top 6, you're on the outside looking in, playing for the toilet bowl.
And let me put it this way. Let me say this. Oh well. If I make it, I make it. If I don't, I don't. It's where I've always said this, people. You've heard me say this over and over again. And regardless of what people say about me, regardless what they say about me, whoever it is, I say the same thing, and they don't want to hear it, but I'm going to say it anyway. Fantasy football is some skill and a lot of luck. A lot of luck. Okay? And I'll keep on saying that until the cows come home. Fantasy football is some skill and a lot of luck. And luck can overcome the skill and putting players in the right situation. And some getting hurt, some exceeding expectations, and some not exceeding expectations or whatever. A lot of skill, some skill, and a lot of luck. That's all it takes. But you got to be in the playoffs first. You got to be in the playoffs first.
And he will not be there.
I'm going to get you, people, I promise you, every week that I'm on here talking about fantasy football, whether it's player, whether it's strength of schedule like we're showing here today, I'm trying to get you in the opportunity to win a championship. Just getting into the playoffs. That's what you need to do, and we can help you try to get to the championship. That's all I can tell you. That's all I try to do. It doesn't make a difference whether it's in whoever in my league that takes my advice or doesn't take my advice, or someone else in another league takes my advice or doesn't take my advice, which is fine. All I'm doing is trying to give you the best opportunity possible. Whether you beat me whether you beat whoever, doesn't make a difference. I'm that type of dude. I'll give you information that I would rather keep to myself all the time. All the time. Running backs. I've given you running backs over decades, over multiple seasons. And out of this person's own mouth, 80% win rate. 80%.
I didn't say win. I did not say win. I said 80% accuracy.
Hey, that's phenomenal. 80% is phenomenal. In any book, 20%. Okay, you know what the win rate for a horse in a whole card? 33%. 33%. So if you whole race card is 10 races, only favorites win three times out of that 10, out of those 10 races. 33%. So to have a win rate or a accuracy rate of 80% is phenomenal, people. It's phenomenal.
Well,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, I will say this. I've 1 year, I said, okay, I can't continue to dog this guy out. I got to get his opinion on this running back. Because, yes, it's a competitive nature, but he was doing very well in his prediction with the running backs. And I admit, I came to him for help. He screwed me over a couple times, but the majority of the time, he was about 80% right. Like Sex Panther, it works 20% of the time.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna say that's the only thing that's gonna win you a championship. I'm not. I think this chart he provided you today is a tool.
As I stated, it's a tool.
Also, wait a minute. Also, I believe his running back rankings are pretty spot on. His wide receiver ranking, I worry about those. But at those skill positions, Mr. Taylor is pretty good. His area of expertise is definitely running back. But I'm not gonna blow smoke up everybody's ass. I can't do that. I gotta bring you humble. I gotta make you humble just a little bit. Because you're always talking.
Never humble, always talking.
That's what I said. That's why I just said you're never humble, but you're always talking.
All right, people. I got to get out of here. It's that time. And I appreciate Mr. FSP showing up. And again, I wish you a happy birthday. Many more to come. Enjoy your birthday. It only comes around quite naturally once a year. And I want you to enjoy it. You only turn the age that you are one time. Then you're moving on to the next age, and hopefully, God willing, you get to that. But I just want you to enjoy your birthday.
I could have won $500 yesterday.
And my wife wish you happy birthday too.
So I said thank you,
Yeah.
and I really wish I could have won $500 yesterday. It would have been nice. Do I have anything for her? I do not have any 49ers apparel.
Sorry, you still have your Kittle helmet, right? Huh? Oh yeah, but you still
gave it away?
have Jerry Rice's jersey, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
She gave away the Kittle helmet?
Yeah, to my son. One of my sons is a 49er fan, and she gave as a birthday present. Yeah, birthday present. She gave him Kittle.
I won't be mad at her. I'll be mad at you.
Hey, regardless what people say about some people say about me, I'm a very giving person. So regardless,
so 90% of the people are wrong.
regardless of some people think I'm a very giving person. So material things don't mean a lot to me. If I can make somebody smile, don't mean a lot to me. Material things do not mean a lot to me. So I'm
He
not.
likes green. He really loves green, y'all. Don't let that fool you.
Yeah,
That's
well,
the material. That's the material.
let me put it this way. I like to hold on to my green. So I'm a very frugal person. Okay. I'm a very frugal person.
He's
Very.
beyond frugal. Beyond frugal.
Yeah. Well, I've been told.
Beyond.
I've been told that more than once, and you're.
Stingy.
I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to deny it. Not going to deny it because that hey, it is what it is, man. I've been around 70 years, done a lot, experienced a lot, seen a lot. I'm a very frugal person. Okay, when it comes to George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Alexander Hamilton, Benjamin Franklin, you name it. I'm very frugal when it comes to those gentlemen. Hold on.
But you like giving away grants. And you love giving away Benjamin Franklin's. I can attest to that.
No, I don't like
I
giving
can
away.
attest to that.
Reluctantly, I give them away.
Yes, reluctantly. Really reluctant.
Hey,
Very
look,
reluctant.
I've never said anything that I can't say I've never said it, but I try to keep it 100 as much as I possibly can. So, with that being said, people, enjoy the rest of the week. Next week is Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
And that's the last opportunity for the most part that have in packing. So if Mr. FSP has a show, I'll be on there briefly, but I don't think I'm going to have a show next week. Probably the next 2 weekends. Because I'll be in the process of my new location for the next 2 weeks. Next 2 weeks. So God willing, be talking to you the second weekend, which will be a mock draft, the second weekend in June, and that would be let me just get this out of here, up here. That would be the 14th. Hold on. Let me just get to June. That would be the 15th of June. Would be a Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be probably the next time you'll see me on For No Reason, and we'll be talking about mock draft. You know, I don't do that to Mr. FSP.
What are you talking about? I'm saying because you got stuff you got going on.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
See, ladies, you see how he is, right? I didn't say nothing or do nothing wrong.
Let me put it this way. When
He's a miser. He's judgmental.
Wait a minute. When I
everything.
Is that a coincidence? When I said I won't be around, you said
because you got stuff you got to do.
Okay. Anyway, people, enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll probably be talking 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the FSP show for Fantasy Sports and Politics Saturday.
10 a.m.
1 o'clock.
Pacific. Yeah, because you said 10 a.m. Eastern.
1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a Saturday afternoon, 10 a.m. Pacific.
Get that mouth ready. I mean,
yeah,
you're getting that Joe Biden. What was that?
Whatever. See you, people. Peace.
Bye.